Hey y'all, it's Jen for the Love of Iris. Thank you for joining me for another one of our 31 days of Halloween. Today's project is this one. It's a little sweet candy holder and it says Halloween. Oh, snap! And it's using a couple of the little mints. Isn't that cute? I just love it. It's some Lifesaver mints that come like this. And we're going to use the Owl Builder punch to make them into eyeballs. So let's get started. What you will need is a piece of designer series paper that measures 6.5 by 2.5, a piece of cardstock that measures 2 3/8 by 3, and a piece of cardstock for your belly band that measures 1 by 6.5. So let's build our box. Take your piece of designer series paper, and on the 6.5-inch side, you're going to score at 2.5, 3, 5.5, and 6. Turn it around and score it on the 1/2 inch. Okay, let's go ahead and reinforce our score lines. And this is a very easy box. It's the same as all the other boxes. But I had to make it thin so that the box would stand up on its own, since the weight of the mints are a bit heavier than what designer series paper would typically hold. So, okay, what we're going to do is we are going to snip off. Okay, so we've got our box here folded and scored. There's a little square on the one little corner here, so you've got big, skinny, big, skinny, skinny. Okay, so on the very small corner here, you're going to just snip off this square using your snips or scissors. So that's what it's going to look like. Just that one little square is removed. Then you're going to apply adhesive to this one little strip right here. And I'm using Fuse because I want it to stay together. Fold the flap down and then fold your box together. Oops, don't do that yet. I lied. We got to cut up the bottom. You could have done it after, but cut up the score lines too, just like every other box. I forget to do that part sometimes. Sorry, guys. Okay, so now you've got your tabs too. 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs. Okay, now let's fold our box and put it together. Okay. All right, now we've got our box, and this is the back of the box. So we're going to fold in our little tabs, fold in our long tab. We're going to put adhesive on our other long tab here. See if my Fuse will work. If it won't, I'm going to use Tombow. Oh, it works just fine. Okay. And glue that down. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got the base of our box, okay? Easy peasy. Let's set that aside. Let's bring in our piece of cardstock. And on this one, I did some die cutting up here. I used the scallop circle to kind of give it a top because it was too fat for the tag topper. I think I'm just going to round the corners with the corner rounder on this one because I almost ran out of room with my sentiment right here, and I don't want to take that risk this time. So I'm just going to round the corners of this one. And I may end up rounding the bottom too, I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do now is get out my basic black archival ink and a couple stamps. This I am using the word Halloween, and it was the sentiment that said, have a humorous Halloween. and I just cut it apart. See, there's the have a humorous. You can cut your photopolymer stamps apart. It does not harm them. And then all you do is just stick it back together when you're ready to stamp it all again. Just stick it back together. And then you have your original stamp back in place, and it will stamp just the way you want it to. See, let me show you. And then you have your original stamp sentiment just the way it was. And then you can remove the piece that you have cut apart, and you don't have to worry about stamping something, trying to mask it with a post-it note or what have you. It does not harm the stamp at all whatsoever to cut it apart. So what I'm going to do is I just want the word Halloween. Okay, so I've pulled apart the have a humorous, and I don't want this long tail on the end because I want a question mark at the end of it. So what I'm going to do is take my cardstock there and just ink up the word Halloween with my basic black archival ink, and I'm going to stamp that close to the top as I can because I want to leave some room for my eyes. Okay, see how that looks. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, and then I'm going to take just my basic black marker and draw in a question mark. And you can make it as fancy or not fancy as you want, just so that it's a question mark. Halloween? Oh no. All right, now let's go ahead and create our little eyes. For this, you're going to need, I'm going to leave this up here just so we have it, because what I want to do, oh, before we do that, let's go ahead and stamp the oh snap sentiment. And we'll do that on the very bottom. Again, with our basic black ink, we're going to put that right down here at the bottom in the center. Cute. Okay, now let's take our 2 lifesavers, and I was very picky because it bothered me, but the words lifesavers, I wanted them to not show, so I tried to find 2 that had that on the side with the seam of the plastic, so that not only did I hide the words, but I hid the seam also. So you want to push it up as far as you can, and then tuck the paper underneath so that it makes it small, and we're going to glue dot that. So let me get my glue dots. Here they are. So just one glue dot will be fine on the paper there, and we just want to tuck it up to secure it in place. Okay. All right, and one glue dot here. Just tuck it up to secure it in place. All right, that's good. And when we glue these down to the cardstock, we'll add some glue dots to the top so they won't pop up like that. And then what we need to do now is I took 2 circles from the owl punch, and it is the largest circles, which are these right here, and I punched them out from basic black. Okay, and I'm just going to use glue dots for those as well. Just one glue dot on each one, and you want to center it in the center of your lifesaver. These would be cute as a little trick-or-treat thing or a coworker gift. See, now they look like eyeballs. And my chalk marker died on me when I was making these. I guess I made too many. So while I'm waiting for the new one to come in, I found this trick. And I just took my Whisper White craft ink pad and squished a little bit of ink there, and I picked it up with my blender pen, and it worked just fine. And I just took a little bit and made some lines there, and that works just as well. So if you are out of your chalk ink marker, or you were upset when we discontinued the gel pen, this works great. I mean, just as well. And then just scribble off the excess ink until your blender pen runs clear, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's done. Now, to adhere the eyeballs, we're going to need a fairly hefty amount of glue dots. I used 3 on each eyeball just to be safe. I used 1 at the top to hold it down so it doesn't pop up, and then I used 2 at the bottom, 1 on each corner. You might could get away with just 2, 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom, but I did not want them to pop off. So there's 1 there. Okay, and here is another one. And then to make the eyebrows, you just take a little piece of basic black cardstock. And I think I may have thrown mine away. So I'll have to cut some more, but that's okay, because they don't take long. You just freehand them. Isn't that cute? And I did not leave myself any room for the spider on this one, so I'm not going to have the spider on that one, but I don't think we need it for right now. Okay, so we need a strip of basic black cardstock, because yes, I think I did throw my little scraps away. Oh wait, no, here they are. They're right here. Okay, they are, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch, something like that. And you just want, freehand is fine, just make sure that they're around about the same width, otherwise his eyebrows will look wonky. And if you angle him this way, he looks worried or excited. If you angle him this way, he looks angry. So you could make him be angry. Halloween? Oh, snap! But I like him this way because I think it's fun. And I think Halloween is fun. I don't like all the scary stuff about Halloween. So, and I think these may be just a little bit too long. So maybe 1/2 inch would be a better size instead of 3/4. But just use your judgment. Find out what you like. And again, I'm going to use glue dots to glue this on too, because they're out. I may take my paper piercer and roll it up though. So just grab your paper piercer and kind of fold it in half, and then stick it here on your black cardstock, and then stick it down on your little mint. He's so cute. I keep calling it a he. It could be a she. Doesn't matter. So take your glue dot and fold it in half, kind of on top of itself, and then you have a 1/2 of a glue dot, a mini glue dot, and then stick it on your cardstock and pull, and then apply it to the other eye. Isn't that cute? Isn't he funny? I love him. And then this will slide right in here, and then no one will know that it's like a surprise, as my nephew used to say, surprise. So let's do our belly band. We'll bring out our scoring tool. I'll just use the trimmer again. And for this, I actually already scored it because this is the second video I've recorded for this. So it's too much to explain. I don't even want to get into it. But you want to score it at 1 3/4, 2 1/4, 4 7/8, and 5 3/8. And these 4 7/8 and 5 3/8, they're going to be close. They may not be exact because they're just a little bit wonky. Let me show you what I mean. When you go around, nope, they are exact. That was spot on. Never mind. They're exact. Those are the correct dimensions. Perfect. Okay, so what I've done is I do a little bit of fuse here on this one and glue it down like so, and then a little bit of fuse on this one and glue it down like so. You don't need a whole lot. It's just paper. It's not going. You probably could use snail too, but I had the fuse out from building the box. And then I took a circle. This is a 1.5 inch circle. And I took the little pumpkin from Mr. Funny Bones and the hat. Good day, sir. And on this one I used Tangerine Tango, but since I used pumpkin pie cardstock on this, I'm going to go ahead with pumpkin pie ink for the pumpkin on this one. And stamp it kind of toward the bottom so you have enough room for the hat if you want the hat. He's got a little spider hanging from his little trunk there, so that's kind of cute if you want to just leave that. But I thought the hat was just too stinking cute. If I could draw a mustache on him, I would. But I'm not that talented. So basic black archival ink because it gives the best coverage. Kind of tilt the hat because that's how you rock a hat like this. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. If that's not the cutest thing you've ever seen, I don't know what is. Look at there. Okay. Shoot. Let's use fuse. We got it, right? Got it out. Might as well use it. Oh, if that's not just the sweetest thing you've ever seen. Halloween? Oh, snap! Hope y'all enjoy this video. Join me for another 31 days of Halloween. Bye!